because we have diverse meanings and definitions, we're gonna look at the word web's definition. Is that okay? Good. Thoughts, it says, is the content of cognition. It's the main thing you're thinking about. So give me a thought.
Hunger.
Hunger. And you?
Yeah, I'm stumped on this.
It's not thinking. Rubik's Cube for him.
All right,
Rubik's Cube.
great.
I'm constantly thinking about things that I need to do, so my thought, it's
Give me one word that would describe that.
action. Action.
Action, right? And the
Thinking
image,
work. Doing my work.
and the image would be.
I work with computers, so.
So you in the computer,
Mhm.
yeah? Okay, great. See me?
Yeah, me walking.
Walk. All right. Let's have a look again, and then we'll come back to those words. The word verb again says, because here it talks about cognition. So I looked up the meaning of cognition. It's the psychological result of perception and learning and reasoning. Okay, it all happens in the mind. It's a mind process. So of course, because thinking was mentioned, thinking, according to the word web, is the process of using your mind to consider something carefully. So it is a mind process. So now we're talking about the mind. What is the mind? There are many definitions, of course. So I better just look at the word web definition. That which is responsible for one's thoughts and feelings, the seat of the faculty of reason. And would you mind giving me your definition of the mind?
To me, the mind is in the whole body. The body has its own intelligence and communication language.
Very good. Thank you. And something under specified circumstances. It's the aggregate of responses, reactions, or movements made by an organism in any situation. So, who's driving your behavior? Is it the mind or your beingness? And where are you within all this?
Say that one more time. Your mind or your...
The ego, or you as who you really are?
I think the majority of the time it's probably ego. I mean,
Okay.
if you look at someone walking down the street, you know, the way that maybe they're dressed, their headphones, their phone on their, side of their face, like they're trying to live this idea in their mind.
That really sounds true, because if 6 seconds before we act, she's right. I agree. But here's the thing: how can we direct this? So, if we are that beingness that's trapped within the mind and the body, there is a way we can direct this. I'm going to talk about that very soon. So, what's a word? Unfortunately, the dictionary defines it in a very minimal way. So it's just a unit of language that is spoken or written. By the way, the dictionary, how it's formed is that they investigate how people use words, and then so it's a collection of people's opinions that they put there. So I also redefine words and expand the meaning of words as part of correction. So to me, it consists of letters and symbols that form words, that become a sentence, that become a paragraph. So that action, that hunger, that Rubik's Cube can become a sentence which is either positive in scope or negative, isn't it? Because for me, I have a version for example, for Rubik's Cube before, because I did not know how to work it out. But if you're good at it, you would really like it. So your behavior would be to get it, and my behavior is for me to turn the other way and look at the food because I'm into food, yeah? So then we're looking at this. There is a thought. There is a thought that Leon told me last night. I was asking him, give me one thought. And he said, he's eating a cake, and he says the cake is like a brownie, you know? And so, of course, the thought would be an image of the cake and the brownie. And looking at that, I said, but how can a cake be a brownie? Because I'm in cooking. So then I looked up the meaning of a cake. A cake is actually a word. Okay, that has that we gave a mental picture to. And to him, a cake is a tres leches cake because that's what he likes. Let's say, for example, if the cake that I like, which is a raw cake made out of walnuts, chocolate, and dates, right? That's how we form it. We put it in a food processor, and then we make a cake. So then we will have a relationship conflict, correct? All because of words, yeah? So the browning, but actually we did not look what it really is, you see? I forgot, because I'm cooking. I know that it's a baked food made from a mixture of flour, sugar, and eggs, and fat. But then because I went into raw food and raw cakes and stuff like that, I got sidetracked. I was pulled by my mind, which is me, you know, my desire to feel good and look good through food. Yeah? So my meaning was just changed. So now I'm back to the meaning, a sweet baked food made from a mixture of flour, sugar, and eggs. But this is incomplete for me. Why? Do you know why? The essential meaning is not here. What is the essential meaning of an egg? Of sugar? What's the essential meaning of fat? Fat is actually a part of the whole that is life. The sugar is part of the whole that is life. The egg is part of the whole that is life. Yet it's not being mentioned in the dictionary. And so when you look at it, so what I do is expand the meaning of words to include that truth or that main primary principle of life, that we are parts of the whole that is life. Because I judged the pork when I was vegetarian, and I am now correcting myself, and I say now that the pork is the meat of the pig that is part of the whole that is life. Very easy, isn't it? Because if I judge a human because he doesn't like what I like, it's the same thing. I will have to correct myself, my behavior, and say, all right, first I will do self-forgiveness. I forgive myself that I have accepted and allowed myself to see this person as my enemy because he doesn't like raw food. And so now I realize that he is part of the whole that is life, and I am part of the whole that is life. And so we are equal in one within the fact that we are both here living in this earth, so we can just walk as equals, including the pig. So there's no judgment, there's no oppression, there's no desire. Spirituality becomes easy. You know, no big deal. And it doesn't lead me to judge another person having another spiritual calling, you know, or whatever they are into. So here, the mind pattern in a particular, let's say, a meat eater. I like to eat meat. Give me something that tastes good. That's a pattern. Within that is desire for the meat that is tasty, cooked in a tasty way. Within that is a belief that that is the tasty, that I will eat a tasty food based on a belief that eating is about tasty food. But really, I looked at the meaning of food. Food is a substance that nourishes the body. Where did I get that definition that is totally removed from the essential meaning of it? And food is a part of the food that is life. Vegetarian, non-vegetarian, or even not eating, breatharianism, the air has got nutrition. It's not eating, which I thought it was, and I went all the way, which is, investigating eating, not eating, and then I'm back now to embracing every food item. And I found out now that I'm doing food awareness logs, meaning journals, and then my weight and my blood sugar, even if I'm not diabetic. So it brought me back to the food being used for nourishment. And then I use a nutrition tracker where I put my food in there, and they give me the lowdown on what vitamins, minerals, grains, so then life becomes simpler. Why do I have to judge the pig? Why do I have to judge cooked food? It's just not necessary. And so so here I don't want her to ask me a lot of questions, for example, because she knows I'm into investigating nutrition, for example. So that's a version that can cause trouble in your relationship, right? If it is not self-forgiven. So he also does self-forgiveness. And then because after self-forgiveness, your action will have to be corrected too. So that behavior, so that now the thought, the word has to be, I'm doing expansion and redefinition of words, so that thoughts are redefined to be thoughts that are in alignment with the primary principle of life, which is what is best for all life. All right? And so the word is now expanded to mean and redefined to mean to align to the primary principle of life, what is best for all of us, the animals, the humans, the plants, etc. Right? And so then the behavior is now corrected, and so now I'm embracing the whole. You see, I'm eating everything, and I realize it's not about the food, it's about the portions, and when we eat it, and my body DNA and stuff like that, and so I log it, I look at how my body responds to food, and I change my food accordingly, meaning the portions. I don't have to say no to something, although of course if it's like a lot of something, well then I say, well, I saw my body's blood sugar spiking when I eat this. Let me, let's say for example, all right, so we gotta go, but I found out that a certain portion of chocolate is the one that I need, not the whole bar. So yeah, well, so if you want to keep in touch with me, I will give you a card, and I'm a health coach. So if you have friends also, thank you for coming.